this podcast, I want to speak about kind of the different types of marketing that a flooring company can do. So obviously, from my side of things, I'm digital marketing, do SEO, email marketing, things like that, Google Ads. But it's important to kind of understand that there is a lot of options out there for flooring companies to market their flooring company. So you've got traditional marketing and you've got digital marketing. You can kind of split them into two kind of buckets. And from what I've seen from working with lots of different flooring companies, is that there isn't necessarily one particular type of marketing that is miles better than another. For example, someone that is extremely good at running social media ads can generate as many leads as someone that is extremely good at printed ads or direct mail or something like that, like a traditional method, or someone that is absolutely killing it with email marketing. There could also be someone that is absolutely killing it with SEO and local SEO and things like that. So really, I just wanted to kind of just go through the various types of marketing that you can do, and just kind of give you some ideas really of some things that perhaps you're potentially missing out on that you're not doing. So you can just kind of think of new ways to try and drive your flooring company forward. Perhaps you might have got in a bit of a sticky situation or something like that where you currently just can't think of any ideas to kind of start generating more leads. So basically I just want to kind of go through that. So what I'm going to do is kind of just write all of this out as we sort of talk about it. So the first thing, if I just open up a new list here, let's start with traditional marketing. So traditional marketing really, there's a lot of things that I'm probably going to miss here, but I'm just going to go through the things that I can think of. So with traditional marketing, I didn't mean to actually create a list. Let me close that. Oh, no, it was a list I'm trying to create. Like that, anyway. So traditional marketing, so some of the things that kind of fall under that would be like events. It would be direct mail. Something else would be like radio, networking, printed ads, PR, and things like partnerships. Now there's obviously a lot of other things that are probably not included in traditional marketing, but these are kind of some of the main things that I would consider being the better things for like flooring companies. So if we start with events, so obviously going to events and promoting yourself is going to be something that is going to be very beneficial for your flooring company. So you've got all kinds of flooring events around the country, obviously depending on what country you're in. But there are a lot of types of events that you can go to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like specifically for flooring companies. You can go to construction events and things like that. You can go to builders events, or home improvement events, all of that kind of stuff where you're going to find your ideal market. Now, obviously, if you're going to like flooring events and things like that, then you're going to be going to these kind of places to build relationships with other flooring companies and suppliers and things like that. And a lot of these kind of strategies here, they kind of like cross over a lot. There's a lot of things on here that are going to kind of complement each other. So for example, if you go to events, then that is a place that you're going to be able to build partnerships. So like a partnership is very kind of important, because if you can go to any of these kind of flooring events or shows that people put on and build partnerships with other flooring companies that perhaps don't offer the services that you offer, there could be someone that you could actually build a very good partnership in sense of like you refer them work and they'll refer you work. So they're the kind of partnerships that you could kind of develop from going to these sort of events. Other things would also be with suppliers and things like that. So again, they're going to have a lot of contacts, so it's worth trying to get hold of like the kind of people that they know and trying to get them to refer you to to the different companies and stuff like that and the people they work with. So the other kind of type of events, aside from just like shows and stuff like that, trade events sort of thing, is going to be things like local events. So one way that you're going to generate kind of actual like residential inquiries in the local area, the areas that you serve, is going to events in your local area. So this could be like fetes and things like that. This could be charity events. And if you can go to these events on quite a regular basis, obviously there's probably going to be a lot more of these during the summer than there is like the winter time. Having said that, you get like Christmas markets and all that sort of stuff as well, or a lot of stuff around like kind of those seasons anyway. Then these are going to be places where you can obviously, you know, get a stand or something like that, and just kind of try and promote your company and, you know, help out within the community. Again, it's all about building brand awareness and getting people to kind of, you know, not necessarily want to buy flooring from you there and then, but trying to get you seen as a reputable brand within your area. When you go to these events as well, from my point of view, when I'm dealing mainly with like SEO and stuff like that, and Google and search engine optimization and rankings and things like that, when you go to these events and you're promoting yourself, then this is the kind of place that you can kind of direct people back to your website. So this is why all of this stuff kind of works together. So traditional marketing and also any other types of digital marketing, they all kind of, it's not really done in isolation anymore. You know, like if you went to for example, like an event or like a local event, you did direct mail, you did radio, did networking, printed ads, anything like that, then generally what you're going to do is you're going to try and push these people to, like, you're going to give them a flyer or something like that, or whatever it is, or the radio kind of ad is going to try and push them towards your site. And that's why your site, your website, is kind of the hub of, you know, or the main place you want to get people to go to, because that's going to have all of the most important information on it. It's going to have all of the you know, it's going to have all of your case studies on there. It's going to have all of the information about your business. It's going to have all of the call to actions, you know, the things that you want them to actually to do, whether it's book an appointment, whether it's come down to see you in store. You're going to be able to, you know, show your expertise on your website as well through like I say, case studies and blog articles and things like that. So all of this stuff here all kind of interlinks, like I was saying. So you've got events, and then something else that is also quite effective as well is direct mail, because these days where a lot of people kind of focus on taking in a way like the easy route, which is kind of just emailing people and stuff like that, or even cold calling people and stuff like that, then direct mail has actually become, you know, a bit of an opportunity now, because people get less mail through their letterbox these days. So, you know, if you're a flooring company based within a particular area, a local flooring company serving, you know, whatever radius, a 10-mile radius or something like that, 20-mile radius, then it's going to be beneficial for you to create, you know, leaflets and flyers and booklets and things like that that then can be distributed to the local area. Because unlike, you know, for example, an email or something like that, your flyer is more likely to get seen because there's less actual kind of post that comes through your post box these days. So again, it's another way to kind of stand out is by sending people, you know, actual physical things in the post. And again, you know, when it comes to residential, it's not exactly the best strategy to kind of scrape or buy a list from somewhere of people's personal emails and start randomly emailing them, whereas direct mail is going to be an option. You know, there's nothing wrong with putting a leaflet or flyer or booklet through someone's letterbox. You know, that's perfectly acceptable. But if you was to start scraping email addresses and stuff like that, and then just kind of you know, whacking out thousands of emails to the people in the local area, then that's probably actually going to have a bit of a negative impact on, you know, your reputation. But like I say, if you was to create a well-designed booklet, flyer, leaflet, whatever you want to call it, and then start posting it or giving it to like a distribution company to go out and post them, and that's going to be another way to kind of get in front of them. And you'll find as well, you know, certainly what I do anyways, when things do come through my kind of letterbox, if it's something that I kind of want to, if I'm slightly interested in, then it's something that might get, like, you know, put with the stack of the other bits and pieces. Now, the likelihood of me actually needing that product or service there and then is very slim, but, you know, it's then in a stack of other kind of products and services that when I do need it, obviously I'll remember it and then go and pick it out. Another thing to think about is with direct mail, there's still a hell of a lot of people out there in a generation that don't really understand, computers and things like that, and the internet, and they, if they needed flooring and flooring services, then their only way, unless they have relations and things like that are going to do the kind of tech side for them by looking up things on the internet and stuff like that. But a lot of people's only way of actually finding reputable kind of flooring companies and services and stuff like that within the local area is through physical leaflets and booklets and stuff like that. So again, there's still a good percentage of people out there that would benefit from getting a leaflet or a flyer from your flooring company. So it's worth thinking about just doing something quite simple like that. Is just doing like a direct mail blast around the local area. You could say perhaps within a radius of 10 miles or something like that, and just blast it out. And you could probably do one a year or something like that, and you would probably find that it would actually generate a good amount of inquiries. Now, just some ways to kind of track this a little bit better. Now, obviously, I was saying about some people don't kind of have access to, like the internet, or they're not very good on the internet or computers and things like that. But, you could put things like QR codes within your ads, so people can obviously scan the QR code. You can put like offers and promotions within the direct mail as well. And the only way people can claim those is by, perhaps cutting out the coupon and then coming down to you in store if that's what you wanted them to do, or obviously like scanning the QR code, which would then go through to a page where they can actually like register for like the discount and stuff like that. So there's various ways of tracking like how well like a direct marketing campaign would actually work. So these are all things that are definitely worth testing out if it's not something you've done in the past and you are looking to try and generate some extra kind of leads from some different methods other than just digital marketing all the time. Something else would be radio. So I don't really have kind of much experience of this at all, but though I have actually been on the radio promoting my business. But other than that, I'm not sure how much things like this would cost, radio ads or anything like that, but there are still obviously a lot of local radio stations and things like that people listen to that are absolutely plastered with adverts and things like that. So it could be something that would be worth inquiring about if you had the budget for something like that. Like I say, I'm not actually sure how much radio ads would cost, but it might be a very good way to kind of, get more eyeballs on your website and your business. And again, exactly the same with a lot of these other strategies here, like the radio is going back to your website. Your website is the place you want to drive people back to. And again, you could get people to, like you could even get people on the radio, on the advert on the radio, to get them to go to a certain page, which would then allow them to kind of claim like a discount or something like that, which you could then attribute to the radio ad. So again, like there's like everything you do with any kind of marketing, you kind of want to find a way that you can track it in some way, shape or form. And generally, I found anyway, the best ways to kind of like track a lot of things that aren't necessarily easy to track would be to put like little coupon codes out there and stuff like that, and then get people to actually sign up to these coupon codes. And again, something else that works really well that I've done in the past with coupon codes is I've got people to basically, for example, visit a web page by scanning a QR code or something like that. It doesn't have to be a QR code, but you can get people to visit a web page on your site specifically built for this ad. And then you could say, right, to claim this offer, you basically have to fill in your name and email and phone number, and then you also have to like our social media profiles as well. Now, there's no way, unless you actually manually checked whether they was liking your social media profiles, but they're generally that's not really a viable option. It's going to be too time consuming to be checking everyone that's liking your social media profiles. But generally, a lot of people don't think about this. They will just literally go ahead and just like your profiles without and think that that's part of the qualification process as to claiming this a discount code. So what I'm saying is with a lot of these strategies here, you can actually, like I say, implement other things into it. You can grow your social media following from local people, from your ideal clients, by running these kinds of campaigns. So like events, direct mail, radio. So that would be that. And then something else again, like I've done a lot of networking in the past. Don't particularly do too much of it now because it doesn't really fit in with my type of business, my kind of business model. But for a local flooring company and for local services, I definitely found that, or I saw that a lot of these businesses were generating a lot of money from it. So you got to find the best. Having had quite a bit of experience with networking, I will say that don't just go jumping into any old networking group, because some of them are absolutely shocking. So it's definitely worth just kind of visiting quite a lot in your local area before you actually commit to a networking group, and just make sure that they are genuine businesses. They're good businesses with good healthy businesses that are making lots of money. Last thing you want to do is go join a networking group where everyone's kind of struggling. Because I've made the mistake, in the early days, especially of joining those sort of groups, and they're not good places to be, because everyone's kind of scratching around for work. No one's really referring anything decent to you. They're just shit basically. So you really need to find a decent networking group. You need to kind of like almost vet the members that are in there, make sure that they are, they're operating well-run businesses, and they're passing good referrals, and not just a load of crap. People in some networking groups will just pass a referral for a referral's sake, just to score some points with the team leaders or whatever you want to call them. And they're not the networking groups to be in. You just want to be in ones that generally that you can genuinely kind of build good relationships with. So networking's another really good way. Again, obviously you can do things within the networking group to then kind of promote your flooring company. Again, you can run events within your networking group. You can find networking groups that do run a lot of events, and you can speak at those as well. You can, obviously, everyone hands out their business cards like no tomorrow at networking groups, but you could put like I say, like you could have your business card, and then you could put a discount code on the back as well. Just to try and entice people in, or refer, or give people referral fees as well. That's another good way. So give people actually an incentive to refer you to, their friends and family, by giving them perhaps like a little percentage of the sale or something every time a referral comes in. So there's all kinds of ways to make networking work for you. But like I say, I would approach this with caution if you are actually going to do networking, because some of the groups, like I say, are absolutely shocking. And some of the members in there are just horrendous in terms of like running businesses and things like that. So just be careful with networking. But next thing I would say, traditional marketing that kind of falls under the same category as direct mail really, is printed ads. Obviously printed ads would be in things of, I'm actually more referring to kind of like your standard brochures and things like that come around. So you'd be paying for like an advert in some of these brochures and things like that. So again, I don't really have much experience with this, but I thought I'd kind of bring it up as like an idea. Perhaps if there is a kind of popular book around your area, or leaflet around your area, or whatever you want to call it, a brochure around your area, then it might be worth trying to get a little placement in there. And again, you can still use the same strategies I was just talking about with the QR codes and the discount codes and running events and all that sort of stuff to try and quantify kind of, how good printed ads are for your business. So that would be that. And then something else would be PR. So PR would be creating, stories and things like that about your business within the local area. So you could try and get yourself like featured in some of the local newspapers. Again, you're kind of just trying to build brand awareness and things like that. But think about it like this. If you're trying to build brand awareness within the local area, and more people are searching for your business on places like Google, then Google prioritizes brands. It kind of it will always doesn't, I'm not saying prioritize brands, but it prefers brands as opposed to like websites and businesses that are set up just for lead generation. Whereas if you're a reputable brand and you're building a brand within the local area, and you run PR campaigns and things like that, then there's going to be a lot of people from those PR campaigns that are then searching your brand name on Google. And again, this is going to help, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to help with SEO and, your kind of digital presence overall and trustworthiness of your business and your site on Google. So again, you're kind of, by doing, and not just PR, but by doing a lot of these different techniques here through traditional marketing, you're going to be essentially promoting your website, and you're going to be increasing your authority on Google, like as a kind of indirect result of these kind of efforts here. And then we've got partnerships. So partnerships, like I say, partnerships can be with other flooring companies that don't necessarily offer the same flooring as you. It could be with suppliers. It can be people that are slightly out of your geographical area. You might want a partnership with people that are in different counties or something like that, or cities, because if you can kind of have a relationship where you're offering, you're returning work to each other, then that's going to be beneficial for both people. So that's kind of the traditional side of things, and they're like the main things that I would kind of just go over. Now, what I'll do is just talk about the digital marketing side of stuff. So I'll add in digital marketing there, and then I'll kind of go through some of the things that you can do to promote your website or your business online. So the first point I'm going to make is your website. Now, your website is not really digital marketing. Like, the thing is with a website, people often will build a website and then not actually market the website. They kind of just think that they build it and people come without actually doing any kind of marketing. And you see this all the time across the web. Like, you get some like massively fancy looking websites that have got all the bells and whistles and the kind of nice the nice effects and animations and things like that, and whatever it is, scrolling effects and all of that kind of crap, really. But like without a website is kind of like your hub of your business, the center of your business, and without actually marketing it, it's not going to do you any favors. You kind of need to be implementing all of these strategies above, or some of these strategies above, and then also some digital marketing strategies as well, to make your website actually work for you. So building a new website, if you just build a new website and then you think people are going to start finding you just because you've built a new website and it's going to generate you more inquiries, then think again, basically, because that's not going to happen. When you build a new website, you should also have a plan on how you're going to market your new website. And a lot of the features that you build in your website should coincide with some of the strategies that you're looking to implement. So, for example, let's look at something like direct mail. So if you built a new website and then you knew that direct mail was quite a profitable way of kind of making money for your business, a profitable strategy for generating new leads, then you could build like perhaps a landing page or something like that on your website that would help you kind of convert a lot of these direct mail leads. So really, your website should be kind of something that helps you convert visitors from the campaigns that you're running. Again, another example of events that I didn't actually go over is you can actually hold your own events. So if you've got a store, a shop or a showroom, whatever you want to call it, then something you can do is run kind of like clearance events or anything like that. You could run seasonal events and just try and get more people down to your actual store. And again, if you're building pages that kind of link up to those events, you've got a page for like perhaps like a January sale event or something like that you basically activate every year, then your website is going to help kind of generate. You then promote the event through another strategy, and then your website is the thing that's going to convert those people into actually coming down to your actual event, sort of thing. So you could have a page on your website which would kind of talk about the event that you're holding down at your showroom, and then on the page would be like a sign up form to kind of qualify that person to come down. And then obviously you can do things like offering discounts, like I was mentioning earlier, or you could offer, if you buy or if you spend X amount of money, you get whatever, like a present in a way, or a free gift for spending that amount of money. But you can only get this free gift, and you can only take advantage of this offer if you visit this page on our website, and if you sign up, and if you put your details into this form. And then when you come down, we can obviously you could give them like a discount code. You can give them like a unique code, and then when they come down, they can quote the code to you, or they can say the code to you, and then you can obviously verify that they've actually claimed the offer, and then you can go ahead and do it. So it's just like little ways really of kind of using your website to kind of make a lot of these strategies here more effective. So the point is really that your website alone is not really a digital marketing strategy. Your website is just a kind of tool that or a tool that you would use alongside a digital marketing strategy. So the first digital marketing strategy that I'm going to talk about is SEO, which is obviously the thing that I'm kind of most proficient in and really is my specialist area. So SEO to kind of summarize SEO, it is a long-term strategy. It's not something that's going to be generating you leads from the word go, because the thing with SEO, it's going to take a little while to build up authority for your website. So a lot of flooring companies that I deal with, they generally haven't done much kind of digital marketing in the past. And generally, if they're coming to me for SEO and they've done SEO in the past, it means that the SEO company they've used in the past is probably a load of rubbish. So it's essentially like starting from fresh anyway. So when you start SEO, you really the amount of time that you would see results is anything from like 3 to 6 months, I would say. But the kind of results I'm talking about is not kind of the results that's going to start generating inquiries on a daily basis. It's more the results of me showing you that the keywords that we've targeted are actually moving. So for example, like if you've got a website, like let's just use my example again as I've used in the past. So if this was your flooring website here, and there was nothing on it, all you had is your products and your services, all like that, all on your website, but you didn't have any kind of location pages, you didn't have any pages that were targeting any kind of specific product or service within any specific locations, then one of the first things that I'm going to be doing is creating those pages. Now the pages I'm talking about are, for example, like a location page would be something like this, where we're targeting flooring London or flooring Kent or flooring wherever. Or a particular type of flooring within a particular location. So if your website, if you've never done SEO before, it's very unlikely you're going to have these pages. Now this is only one small part of the puzzle with SEO, but this is one of the most important things that needs to be done at the very beginning. So when we do create these pages here, then like these pages are essentially brand new pages on your website, and Google wouldn't have crawled and indexed these pages at that point. So when you create these pages, you've got to then wait for Google to actually come through and crawl and index this page. And then once it's crawled and indexed this page, it's then going to start picking keywords out of this page and then ranking them within the search results. And then when you put kind of keywords into tracking software, the tracking software will not show you whether you've been picked up for those keywords unless you're in the top 100 of Google search results. So, if you put, like, for example, flooring London into a Google search here, and then you come down, I don't know if it actually, so that's page 10. So you would expect probably position 100 is round about here. You got the ads and things like that on page 1 as well, so you're probably looking around about page 11 until you get to the top 100. So if you're somewhere beyond this, beyond roughly around page 10 or 11, in 12, 13, 14, 15, or even beyond that, then the tracking software is not going to show you as ranking for those keywords. So initially what we're trying to do is we're trying to build these pages for the different products and services you offer within the different locations, and then we're trying to get Google to actually start crawling and indexing those pages. We're trying to get it to see that the information on those pages is relevant and good quality content, and then Google is going to subsequently start ranking you for keywords that it's picking out of this page. So once it's picked the keywords out of the page that it thinks are most relevant to the page that you've created, then slowly but surely you're going to start creeping up the rankings. But this getting you from page or from position 100 to position 1, it could take months, it could take years, in fact, depending on how competitive the keyword is. Now for SEO, the only spots that really matter is going to be there's really essentially 6 spots that convert the most with SEO. So you've got the 3 spots here, which is Google Maps, which is a different algorithm. So, it is slightly different, which I'll explain in a minute. And then you've got the top 3 spots here of Google search results, which are like the organics. This is the organic rankings here. And generally, people don't tend to shop much further down than the top 3. Not saying that they don't click on position 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 or 9 or even 10 for that matter. But generally, the areas with the most clicks, if you exclude the maps, is going to be these 3 spots here. And, people don't tend to scroll that far down. And page 2 is essentially a graveyard of kind of businesses and content, really. So with SEO, the goal is obviously to get you within these top 3 spots here. Position 1 is obviously the most optimal. So taking a keyword that you've never ranked for, you've never been picked up for, and it's never been on your website like before, from nothing to page 1, it's going to take months. Now the thing is with keywords, some keywords are more competitive than others. Like Floor in London is a very competitive and broad keyword. But there are going to be some kind of keywords that are a lot easier, like less competitive, to get you to the top of the search results for. So we'll also be looking at trying to get those keywords to the top of the search results before some of these more competitive ones. But it's important to still target the competitive ones, but at the same time you want to have a strategy for targeting the less competitive ones and the more kind of direct ones. Now, something like Floor in London is a bit broad, and although it is like a transactional keyword where someone is looking for a product or service within a particular location, it's not actually going to be, there's still kind of a lot of questions surrounding this particular keyword. Whereas if someone searched for vinyl flooring installation in London, then that's telling you exactly what they're looking for. So if you ranked for vinyl flooring like installation, for example, installation in London, then that's going to be a much more highly converting keyword, but you would imagine that has got a lot less search volume. But a keyword like that is going to be potentially a lot easier to rank for than something like Floor in London. So the point I'm trying to make here is that SEO is a very viable option to obviously grow your business and generate good, consistent quality leads from, but it does take a little while to kind of get you to the top of the search results. Now the next kind of thing is similar, but not exactly the same. So you've got SEO, which is kind of really focusing more on the organic side of things. Then you've got local SEO, which is focusing more on maps. But generally, like if I'm obviously an SEO package from me covers organic and local SEO, so maps and non-maps. But the point is with maps, slightly different algorithm, and we're looking at slightly different things here. We're going to be trying to increase the amount of reviews. We're going to be optimizing your Google business profile. And generally what happens with the map pack or Google Maps is because it's based on radiance so for example, let's just pretend that you was based in Crawley. It's going to be, and your pinpoint, let's say your pinpoint was here where County Mall shopping centre is, you're just around about there, then anywhere around this tiny little area here is going to be so much more easy to kind of get you to the top of the search results for on the map pack than if you was going to be out here by what is that, Elfield or Elfield, I don't even know what that is, but if you're out around here or Gossip's Green or something like that, then that's going to be kind of getting you to the top of the search results there, where you're actually based, is going to be a lot easier than getting you to the top of the search results there. But slowly, kind of month by month, again, this happens over time, we can start increasing the radius of the kind of where you're getting picked up for and the positions you're getting picked up in. So with SEO, like I say, it's a long-term strategy. It's not going to be something that's going to generate you leads straight away. But kind of when it does get going, it's a bit like a steam train. If you can imagine a steam train slowly pulling off out of the station, then it kind of just makes that kind of vroom, vroom kind of noise. The chugging noise. But it starts very, very slowly, and it starts to pick up more and more and more and more and more, and to the point that it's at full speed ahead. And I think that's a very good kind of analogy to SEO. It takes. It's very slow at the beginning, but when it starts picking up and you start, getting to the top of the search results within the local map pack, and you get to the top of the search results, within the organic listings, it really does start coming in like thick and fast. So, it's a good strategy, but you need some patience with it. The next thing is going to be Google Ads. So the kind of big misconception with Google Ads is instant. So Google Ads is instant in the sense that, but when you basically give Google money and you create your ads and you set them to live, like they are going to be on the search results instantly. But exactly the same with SEO. You're not going to be within these top spots here, within day one. It's going to take weeks and months, in fact, to get to the top in these areas here, because when you create your ads, in the same way that SEO works, where Google's looking at the content on your page and it's looking at the way people interact with your page and stuff like that. For example, if I clicked on this website here, then that's a signal to Google that this website, this heading here, is what I'm looking for. And it's the same with ads. If I was to type in this keyword here, vinyl flooring installation London, and I needed a vinyl installation company within London, and then I clicked on this one here, RB Floor Specialist, and I click through to that, then basically that's going to increase the click-through rate of this particular keyword here and this particular ad. So then that's a signal to Google that this ad is highly relevant to the keyword that we've just searched. So the more people, the more keywords that are searched and the more times your ads are clicked on, the more it's giving Google the signals that your ad is a good quality ad in relation to that particular keyword. And therefore it should rank you higher within the ads results. And initially what happens when you start a Google Ads campaign is Google will just test it. So for example, like these results here will be bouncing around all the time. So you could be you could have a campaign targeting vinyl flooring installation and vinyl flooring supply and stuff like that within the London area. So you could have created an ad and put all of the relevant keywords in that ad and then set it to live and set it to run. When you start that ad, basically Google's just going to be, every now and then it's going to be kind of putting your ad to the top of these search results and seeing how people interact with that ad. And if more people click on that ad and it gets more clicks and things like that, and more impressions and stuff like that, then you're giving Google the signals to say that your ad is good. And then Google subsequently is going to show you more and more within the ads results. And also, for example, when you first target a keyword within Google Ads like vinyl flooring installation London, that will have a price attached to that ad. There will be two prices. There will be the kind of the upper limit of the price, and there will be the lower limit. And really, the people that are the very top of the ads of the ad sections, so that in positions 1 or 2, these are the people that get the cheapest cost per click, because they've earned it by being at the top and having the best ads. Whereas the people at the bottom here, if we went to the very bottom of the page, these people here will be paying more every time I click on their ad than the people at the top. So essentially what happens is, your cost per click goes down, and then, obviously you're getting more and more out of your budget as well. If you were spending 30-40 quid a day on ads, and you optimized your ads pretty well, and they was at the top here with positions 1 and 2 most of the time, and you're getting lots of clicks and things like that, then you're getting more out of that 40 quid than someone at the bottom here. Someone at the bottom here might be getting half the amount of clicks that you are, because they're paying more for the click and it's using their budget up quicker. Whereas you at the top here, you're getting more clicks at a lower rate, and therefore you're going to be getting more inquiries and stuff like that. So the kind of, again, going back to the point I was trying to make is Google Ads is not an instant thing. It still takes a long time. It still takes, I would say on average it takes 2 to 3 months to really get your ads to start performing on Google Ads, and actually start generating regular inquiries from those ads. But there's still constant work that needs to be done. You need to be taking negative keywords out of the ads and things like that. You need to be kind of looking at the keywords you're getting picked up for, creating more ad groups for those keywords, and more landing pages and things like that for the ad groups that you're creating. So again, Google Ads is not a once and done thing. It's not an instant thing. But it, obviously, once you do kind of get this running and you do get it optimized, then you are going to be making a fair bit of money out of it. So Google Ads is certainly a lot quicker than SEO, but you still need to know what you're doing. You need to be able to kind of optimize it and make sure you're getting the best out of the ads, really. And generally, the thing that I see, the biggest mistakes that I see with Google Ads is people will run them back to they'll run the ads to kind of their main website. So, for example, if I ever run ads for this, I would never run ads to this page here, let's say I wanted to target flooring London on Google Ads. I would create a landing page for Google Ads. I wouldn't use this page here, and I wouldn't use my own, the original site, because this page here is not built for Google Ads. This page here is built for SEO. There's a shitload of content on here, not for which is not ideal for Google Ads. You want minimal content on there really for Google Ads, and you want very short sentences that tell people that they found exactly what they're looking for. Whereas this here, obviously this is all like placeholder text at the moment, but if this was actually text written in here, then this kind of content would be more geared around ranking this page on search engines, as opposed to actually trying to convert people through Google Ads. Right, so the next thing that I was going to kind of put on this list would be social media ads. So social media ads, this isn't really my kind of specialist area or anything like that, but I have run social media ads in the past. And generally, social media ads, they're not necessarily about kind of converting people there and then. It's more going to be about brand awareness and things like that, and getting people to kind of see your brand, on a regular basis on their feed and things like that. And then, you're kind of, it's a bit like product placement, where you're kind of placing the right kind of products in front of the right type of people, in the hope that some of those people, a very small percentage of those people, are actually going to be interested in what you're selling, or they're going to be kind of like, they might click through to your ad, they might bookmark it and then come back to it later. Certainly that's how I kind of deal with ads on my social media anyway. Like I'll often find that there's certain products, like for example, like recently I bought a new pair of boots. So often what happens is you go on to kind of other websites that have cookies on them, like websites for boots and things like that. And then you go onto your social media, and then you'll find that you're getting ads for all sorts of different types of boot companies, around the country or world or whatever. And, I might not be ready to buy that product or service there and then, but, I am interested in boots. I am in the market for boots. So I might save the name of that company. I might save the page on social media. I might bookmark the website of that company, and then do a little bit more investigation later. And that's similar to what will happen with if you was to run ads for your flooring company. Again, you're trying to kind of get in front of the people that are most likely to kind of buy your products and services at some point in the near future. So again, it's about kind of getting your brand out there, getting people to see you, bookmark your business, and kind of come back to it later. Next thing that I wanted to talk about was content marketing. So content marketing is kind of a bit of a broad category, because really a lot of this stuff here all kind of falls under content marketing. But content marketing could be considered things like social media marketing, where you're putting content out there on a daily basis or weekly basis. It could be email marketing. It could be writing blog articles. It could be posting content on other people's websites. Partnership. If you've got a partnership and they allow you to write content on their site, it could be anything really that allows you to kind of publish content, across the web. So one kind of area of content writing that I kind of include within SEO is basically writing blog content. So the kind of strategy, the reason you would do blog content on your site is for two reasons. The first one is to build what we call topical authority. So for example, if you was a flooring company and you specialized in LVT flooring, and LVT flooring was the one thing that you wanted to push over all of the other types of flooring that you offer, then one thing that I would advise is that you start writing content or creating content around LVT flooring, because what you need to do here is, like I say, build topical authority. So topical authority is basically building yourselves as an expert within a particular kind of sub niche of flooring, and you can do this through blogging. So basically what you can do is you can think of every kind of question and query and keyword that relates to LVT flooring, and then you can create content about all of those different topics over a long period of time. And as you start building up the kind of knowledge base on your website, then when Google comes through your website and it sees that you have all of this kind of content about LVT flooring and stuff like that, then that's basically going to help you rank for a lot of the other LVT flooring keywords. So that's the kind of way, that's the first way that I would use content marketing on your website. The other way Yeah, the other way. Sorry, I've just gone completely blank there. So yeah, so that's the way content marketing would be writing blog articles. Sorry, the other way would be basically to help people through the buying cycle. So what happens generally with flooring or any product, someone might notice that their carpet's wearing out in their front room or something like that. So generally, a lot of people don't just rush out and buy a carpet without kind of thinking and doing research and stuff like that. People will generally spend a bit of time, whether it be weeks, months, and sometimes even years, kind of building up information and confidence in different companies and things like that before they actually go out there and make a decision on what they're actually going to buy. Generally, the way I kind of work, if I was to ever buy anything, I'm probably a little bit more, I don't know, probably go a little bit too deep in comparison to what other people do. But generally, I'll be looking through places like Reddit. I'll be looking on blog posts. I'll be looking at, people's opinions on YouTube channels and things like that. And I'll be trying to consolidate all of this information about this product or this service that I need to the point that I've got, enough information to then make a decision on. And then it comes down to finding the right company that's actually going to, sell me the right product or service. So, going back to flooring, if you're writing content, if you're writing blog articles about the products and services that you offer, then these are people that are in the very beginning of they're in the informational stage. That they don't know what type of flooring they need. They don't know what type of carpet they need, what type of carpet they like, or anything like that. They just know they need carpet. So if you've got this content out there where you're kind of providing people information about these products and services that you offer, or in particular like carpet, by them visiting your website and reading this information, it's going to help them kind of see that you're an expert within that particular product or service, and then that could be potentially someone that's going to use your services in the future. So again, content marketing could be about creating brand awareness for your business before very early in the stages of the buying cycle. And then when they are ready to actually make a decision, if they was to search for flooring company in London and your company come up after they've actually done quite a bit of research and used a lot of your content to make their decisions, then you're going to be the obvious choice for them. Again, another thing would be if you sell flooring to like a niche audience. Let's say that you're a flooring company that specializes in luxury flooring. If you've got a lot of content out there talking about luxury flooring and what makes luxury flooring and what what types of flooring you need for different situations and things like that. But if your specialist area is luxury flooring, you're going to find that a lot of those people that need luxury flooring are not actually bothered about where the luxury flooring comes from. They just want to know that they've got the right company for the job. So again, you may even find that people will use your services without even kind of worrying about where you're based, if you've put out the right type of content to begin with, if you've helped them along the buying cycle. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to kind of cover was social media marketing, which we kind of have really touched on in the content marketing. So social media marketing, the kind of thing I'm referring to is just basically posting on a consistent basis. So generally, the way I would go about posting or creating social media content for a flooring company is I would look at all of the products and services that you sell. I would then try and repurpose a lot of the content from your website onto social media. So, basically just providing good information about your products and services. And then I would be aiming to post like probably 3 to 4 times per week, like consistently for a long time. And then the thing is with social media marketing, it obviously depends what platform you're on, but generally things like Facebook, you're not going to get a lot of people that actually find your content organically. You're going to have to do other activities to try and get people to try and find your profile and like your profile. And that's when, things like, SEO, Google ads, social media ads, digital PR, printed ads, networking, radio, direct mail, events. That's when all of these different things that's when they all come into play, because you're then, trying to get people to find your website, trying to get people to find your social media profiles. And then obviously if they're invested in your company, if they're actually interested in your company, then they're going to want to perhaps keep up to date with your company, and then that's why they would then go and follow one of your pages. Again, you can incentivize people to follow your social media pages. You can again give out coupon codes, like I was saying earlier, where people have to qualify for the coupon code. And one thing that you could do to get them to qualify for the coupon code would be to like your Facebook page, or like your Instagram page, or whatever it is, or sorry, follow your Instagram page. So, you know, you can put good quality content on social media. You can put out good quality content on social media on a regular basis, and it can genuinely be good quality content. But if you're not actually getting people to your social media profile, then it's very likely that that content is not actually getting seen by anyone. So the thing with social media content, with social media marketing, you can put a lot of time and effort into it, and you can get very minimal returns if you don't start promoting it. And another way actually to promote kind of social media content, or to promote your pages, would also be to kind of be active within groups around social media. So I know LinkedIn do groups, and I know Facebook do groups. So, you know, getting involved in some of the local community groups and things like that, or, you know, industry specific groups and stuff like that, that would be a good way of kind of getting people to discover your profile and then obviously like your profile. Yeah, when it comes to Instagram, you'd want to just be making sure that you're like liking and commenting on you know, relevant profiles and things like that, because the way that you kind of get found on Instagram is, firstly, you obviously want to be posting on a consistent basis and making sure that you've got good quality content going out there. But one big part of Instagram is also, you know, like engaging on other profiles and things like that, and engaging in people's content, because you will often discover other profiles, other like Instagram profiles that you want to follow through the comment section. You will see that people have commented, and you've seen they've got lots of like kind of likes on the comment they've left, and then that might lead you to actually visit that profile, and then you might find out that that profile is actually quite an interesting profile, and it's something that you want to follow. So you know, if you can imagine that you're commenting on an Instagram profile, you know, another local business's Instagram profile that kind of relates to flooring in some way, like building or whatever, and then their followers see your comment, then that's how you would then get people to discover your Instagram profile. Okay, so the next one I wanted to talk about is email marketing. Email marketing, in my opinion, is like a very underutilized area that a lot of flooring companies are not doing, and it's such like a simple area to kind of utilize. Now, there's kind of two ways that you can do email marketing. The first way, you can just scrape a list. You can buy a list from somewhere, and generally this is only really going to work in the commercial side of things. Buying a list of residential clients is not going to be a good strategy. People are not going to take well to you kind of cold emailing them if they're, you know, just a kind of a family within the local area sort of thing. Business to business cold email is a lot more like accepted, and it's just part of business, and it might be annoying, but it is just part of business, and you've got to kind of accept it. You know, I get hundreds of cold emails a day from people all over the world, and you just put them in the spam, or you block them. You do whatever you do, what you have to do to deal with them, but that is just part of being in business. I also send a lot of cold emails as well. You know, I've had some people that have got the arse of it, and some people that don't say anything, and then they pop up after a year's time and they say, oh, by the way, I've been reading all of your emails, really enjoy them, let's have a meeting. So, you know, people can moan about them, but they do work, and it's going to be exactly the same for you as well. So if you're in the commercial side of things, if you're a commercial flooring company, then you could generate a list. You could scrape, you know, if you, let's say you specialized in healthcare or whatever, and you like dentistry, let's say you specialized in dentist, then you can actually scrape all of the different profiles, all of the different Google business profiles within any area you wanted to, and generate all of the emails that are attached to those different profiles, and then you could basically put those into a email marketing campaign and start and start cold emailing them. And over time, again, it's not a quick fix. It's not like a strategy that works instantaneously. It's not going to be generating you leads like the very next day. But over time, you know, some people are going to unsubscribe. Some people might send you an email back saying piss off or whatever. But that's all part of it. But some people are going to kind of just put those emails to the side, but they're going to keep seeing your brand pop up in their inbox. And then eventually they'll say to you, like, we do actually need flooring for our dentist now. Come and give us a quote. So, it pays to be consistent with email marketing. It pays to consistently be putting an email out there once a month. So email marketing is a very good strategy for commercial businesses. But if you're a residential flooring company, then you will almost certainly already have a massive list of people that you can start emailing. And this is people that have inquired with you in the past and haven't necessarily gone ahead with any services or any products. This could be people that are current customers. Maybe you've just fitted their flooring, maybe they're due to have their flooring fitted, whatever it is. Maybe you're still in talks with them, and this can be this can also be people that you served years ago. But it's very likely you've got this database of people that you can start adding to an email marketing campaign. And all you need to do is email them once per month, every 25, 30 days or whatever it is. A little bit of information, similar to, kind of blogging, where you're just creating information around your products and services, similar to creating social media content, where you're creating the most helpful and useful information to people looking for your flooring services. It's exactly the same thing. All you need to be doing is creating one email per month that will go out to all of the current, past, and potential customers, and basically it's just your name, your brand in their inbox. And even if they don't read the email, even if they see it and put it straight in the bin, they put your brand name in the title of that email, in the subject line, and they will subconsciously see the name of your business in the subject line. And a lot of people, and you'll be surprised the amount of people that will not unsubscribe to an email. Instead of unsubscribing to an email, they will just put it in the bin. And even I do it, and I'm conscious of this. I do unsubscribe from a lot of emails, but I do also not unsubscribe from a lot of emails, and I just put them straight in the bin. Because it's easier for me just to put them in the bin than it is to actually click the unsubscribe button. Even though the unsubscribe button is literally at the bottom of the email, in 99% of the emails, it is important that you do have an unsubscribe button in your email, because that wouldn't comply with all of the kind of rules and regulations with whatever country you're in. But certainly the UK, you have to have it. So but just start creating just one email. The way to tackle email marketing is basically create one email, and make sure that the email is evergreen. So basically, it doesn't matter if you sent this email now or a year's time. If you put someone into this, like I say, now or a year's time, it's still going to be relevant to them. If you're a flooring company that offers all different types of residential flooring, the first email you could write is just a quick guide to choosing the right flooring for your property or for your home. And then you can start, just going through all of the most common subjects about flooring, just helping people make an educated choice about flooring. And like I say, 90% of the people are not actually going to read this email. They'll just put it straight in the bin. And a very, very small percentage of them will unsubscribe. But the people that are just looking at it and they're seeing it every single month and they're putting it in the bin, they're going to still see your brand name every single month. And you're keeping yourself top of mind. And they might not need flooring there and then, but someone else in their family might, or their friends might. And if you're always top of mind, if you're the flooring company that's always there in their head, then when they're down the pub having a drink with their mates and someone says, do you know any flooring companies? They're going to go, yeah, I know that one over there, whatever it is, because I get an email from them once a month or something like that. So email marketing is just kind of one of the most powerful strategies that most, and I would guess that 90% of flooring companies are not doing. Again, another thing you can do with email marketing, you can do email blasts, where you blast out, you put a lot of content. Once you've got people going through your email marketing, like a newsletter, you could also create like an email blast where you put those same people through like an event. So let's say that you're holding an event down at your flooring store, then you just basically say, right, the date for this event is on the 25th of November. And then a month before, you start an email campaign, which basically sends like 3 or 4 emails on the build up to that date. So you send the first one, a month before, you send the second one a week later, the third one another week later, and then the fourth one, maybe a few days before, or even the day before, and you just keep kind of notifying people that this event is coming up and it's coming up, and obviously make the event so that it's a kind of one-time event and people don't want to miss out and stuff like that. But that's another way that you can use email marketing, which is really powerful. And one thing that I would use email marketing with, with events, is, every flooring company has quieter times. Flooring companies don't just constantly have work non-stop throughout the year. There's certain times of the year where it slows down. And in those times of the year when it does slow down, that's when you should start blasting out these email marketing campaigns. When you're you'd come up with an event down at your showroom, and then you would blast out an email campaign, to try and get more people to spend money at the time of the year that you're normally quiet. While all the other flooring companies are sitting around picking their noses or whatever they're doing, you can basically blast out an email campaign, getting those people to come down to your store and spend money with you. So some people will just sit around and moan about it. Other people will do things to actually get things moving, and that's what that strategy is about. It's just trying to make those quieter times more profitable and busier. The next thing, so only a few more things left, but the next thing is remarketing. So remarketing would be basically if there's a couple of ways to remarket, but one thing would be if someone visited your website, then if you had a cookie installed on your website, then that the person that's just visited your website is looking at flooring, at flooring products and services. So then when they go off onto their social media platforms or whatever it is they're going on, and you've got you can then remarket, you can then put your ads for flooring for your business in front of them. So essentially, they've just visited your website and then they're seeing your business and your website again on social media. So that's one way of remarketing. Another way would be, remarketing to your existing customers. So the people that have already spent money with you in the past. Really, the people that have spent money with you in the past are the most likely people to spend money with you again, and then the most likely people that are going to refer you to other people. So if you're remarketing to those people, instead of just taking someone's money, fitting their flooring, and then waving goodbye and not making contact with them until they make contact with you, perhaps in a year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years time, be proactive. Actually go out there and like I say, put them into an email marketing campaign. Send them flyers, send them offers. There's no harm in sending them things like that. Again, you can do a mix of different things. Perhaps everyone that spent money with you in the past, you could then create things like flyers that get sent out to them 6 months later. You could send them. You could give them a call a month or two later as a care call. Like a follow-up call to say, is everything all right with your flooring? Again, that is remarketing in a way, because you're taking that kind of customer service a little bit further. You're checking whether they're all okay, and then obviously if there's anything else they need, then you can help them out on the phone, or you can obviously make an appointment and go down and see them or whatever. But basically, you shouldn't just once you've got a customer or you've fitted their flooring, you've been out and sold them flooring, that shouldn't be the end of it. You should be keeping in front of them. You should be trying to remarket to them. You should be putting dangling a carrot in front of their nose, sort of thing, with different offers and events and things like that you're holding. And like I say, it's not always them that you're marketing to. You're marketing to their friends and family indirectly by remarketing to them. Because let's face it, not everyone. If someone might have renovated their house and put new flooring in the whole house, they're not going to need flooring for ages, are they? But by remarketing to them, they might know someone else that needs flooring and has the same kind of situation, that they was in 6 months ago or whatever. Right, next one is PR again. So this time we're talking digital PR though. So digital PR is actually the same as, works the same way as kind of a traditional PR, except this time with digital PR, we're trying to create stories around the web. Again, this isn't really something that I kind of do, but I do kind of understand the principles of it. So essentially what you'd do is you would find stories that are in the news, whether it be the local news or national news, depending on what kind of business you was, whether you was local or national or whatever. And you would try and find stories that you can kind of piggyback off and trying to create your own twist on it, and then trying to get your business in, the local press or the national press or something like that, to try and get more eyeballs on your website and your brand and things like that, and trying to build more authority. Again, this here, digital PR, basically, if you'd be able to get links from very high authority websites, things like if you did a good enough job with it, you'd be able to get links from big news outlets and things like that, and they would link back to your website, and then subsequently that would help with improving rankings as well. So digital PR is probably not going to be something that many flooring companies do, because it is generally quite a high ticket thing. If you're going to do it, if you're going to be doing digital PR to a good quality, trying to get good placements on good websites and good news outlets, then it's going to cost a lot of money. So it might not be something that's very viable for every flooring company, but it is something that does work well. Okay, then the last thing, again, I've already spoken about it once, but partnerships. So not necessarily partnerships with other flooring companies in the traditional sense, or suppliers and things like that, but partnerships with other potential websites that could then drive the right kind of traffic to your site. So again, this is down to kind of doing a bit of research on the kind of best partnerships for you. But there's going to be things, for example, if you sell a particular type of flooring like Amtico or whatever, Carndine or whatever, then you might be able to get like a placement on their site as like a trusted supplier. And I've worked with flooring companies in the past where some of those brands have been massive driving factors in the amount of inquiries they're getting, because if they list you as if a particular brand lists you on their website as a trusted supplier and fitter of their product and service, you'll often find that those listings rank very well, and they will drive a lot of inquiries to your website. And not only that, you can also create your own page on that specific brand, and again, you can try and rank that within your local area to say that you are a trusted, you're a trusted fitter, or you're a trusted installer of this particular product. So they're the kind of partnerships that I'm talking about. Another kind of partnership would also be with perhaps like websites that generate a lot of traffic within your niche or within your local area. It could be like home improvement websites or something like that would pass on the right kind of traffic. Again, it's kind of hard to say without doing a bit of research on and knowing the specific type of flooring or something like that, or niche that you're trying to target. But generally, there's a lot of partnerships out there that you can have. So really, that kind of brings this podcast to an end. So covering obviously traditional and digital marketing. The main kind of takeaway from this is all of these things here, they all work, and they all work extremely well if you dedicate enough time and effort to them. Now, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to implement all of these strategies at once. And generally, the best thing to do is kind of pick one or two and get very, very good at them, and then move on to the next thing once you've got those kind of, generating you good quality inquiries and things like that consistently without putting any more kind of effort into them. So, for example, you could start with SEO. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, as I would say that SEO is the best thing to start with, but you could start with SEO. You could get very proficient at it. You could get someone to do it that has a lot of knowledge in it and can obviously, get you to the top of the search results and things like that, and generate you more inquiries. And then once that is working well for you, you could then potentially start putting something else into the mix. You could start doing direct mail. Alternatively, you could start with Google Ads. Start getting that to generate more inquiries. If you, like, for example, if you needed results a lot quicker, if you was struggling a bit right now, but you had enough money to put into Google Ads, you had kind of 1, 2 or 3 months where you could invest into Google Ads and get the Google Ads performing at a good standard, then that might be something that you want to start with before you start doing SEO. You don't necessarily have to do these in any kind of particular order, but you might find that starting with Google Ads is the best thing to do because it starts generating you more consistent leads. Then it frees up a little bit more like kind of capital that allows you to then start investing into SEO. And then once you've obviously mastered Google Ads and SEO, you could then potentially start putting social media ads out there. You could then start running an email marketing campaign. Generally, there are some things though, SEO is a very, very complex type of marketing. You know, there's so many things that kind of there's like 200 ranking factors. In fact, over 200 ranking factors. So there's so many different things you have to think about of SEO, and so much you have to do, and it's never ending. Whereas like email marketing, once you've set up the actual email marketing campaign and once you've started, trickling people into that marketing campaign, there's not actually that much to do. And like I say, if you can create an evergreen marketing content where it doesn't necessarily matter whether you put someone in now or a year's time, you can just keep putting more and more people into that marketing campaign, and just once a month create one new article, one new email newsletter, and you're always going to be having fresh content that's going to be getting in front of your target audience. So that's the end of this podcast. Obviously, any questions, let me know, and I'll obviously try and cover them within the next one. So